Welcome to Keep Trucking Personal, where we invite you to explore the heart and soul of our company, Kivi Brothers Trucking. Through engaging storytelling, insightful market updates, and vibrant energy, our podcast reflects our culture, values, and achievements. Whether you're a team member or industry enthusiast, join us to build connections, foster growth, and inspire excellence. Discover why we're more than just a company. We're a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those aspiring to be part of something extraordinary. The pre-trip is complete and engines ready. We're set to hit the road on the Keep Trucking Personal podcast. Let's go.
Welcome to Keep Trucking Personal. My name is Tyler Kivi and I'm your host. I hope everyone's having a great September so far, and I wanted to take a little time to talk about the things that are changing in the trucking industry since the beginning of September. It's nothing new. It's something that everybody's always dealt with every year, and it's seasonal, and it's tire chains. So September 1st, in Colorado, west of Denver on I-70, you're required by law to carry tire chains. Now, that isn't the only state that has a law for tire chains, but it is the most notable and the first one to start every year, and it kicks off the season. So as of September 1st, if you do not have tire chains on your truck and you're in Colorado west of Denver on 70, you can expect not only to get checked for tire chains, but there's a reason they have that law in place, and it's because of the weather. So you have to be prepared. And I want to talk about where you can get our tire chains, where we prepared to put them on a truck. And I know we've created several YouTube videos, so this is an easy topic to research, especially at our company. If you go to YouTube, search Kivi Bros Trucking, you'll see several videos we've created, not only where to hang your tire chains and how to hang them in the chain hangers, but also how to put on tire chains. And I think putting tire chains on is probably one of the common things where we usually do not advise to put them on. Like, we try to make sure our drivers not only are pre-planning their trip, but if they come into inclement weather, that we're prepared to say it's not safe to drive. Those tire chains are not hard to put on if you know what you're doing, but the road is obviously treacherous, and we want to make sure that our drivers are safe. So make sure you know your limits and you know when to put them on and when to say, hey, I need to park, this isn't safe. Most of the time it's pretty obvious, right? Like out in Colorado, you'll notice just with the truck stops, the 511, the lights flashing, like there's many indicators stating that tire chains are required, and then that could be a time for you to say, hey, it might be nice weather down here, but up the top the mountain, it's not. There is inclement weather. So let's make sure that we're prepared. Your truck should have tire chains. We want you to have 3 sets of tire chains. Now, if you don't have that, where can you get them? Any one of our terminals. We have tire chains at any one of our terminals. The good thing, and the thing that we've been working on for many years, is making sure our trucks are equipped with tire chain hangers. Many of you know, as you get a truck issued, your tire chains are already there, or you hang the tire chains on there right as you leave the terminal. So let's talk about 5 tips for winter driving and the things we can expect ahead of us, right? Pre-planning and vehicle inspection. You'll notice many of our trailers have yellow tags on the wheels. That is so you can recognize if the wheel is spinning or not. And why is that important? Well, in northern Minnesota, when it gets cold, you get wet, slushy roads, and then you park for the night, your brakes freeze. If your brakes are frozen, you go to leave in the morning and you can't tell your tires aren't spinning, you're going to drag your tires. What does that mean? That means downtime. It means service call. Potentially could mean even more damage to a truck, trailer, dragging tires down the road for a long amount of time. You could start a fire. So many things to focus on there, but that's one of the most important ones. Make sure all your tires are spinning. And if your trailer doesn't have a yellow tag, you have to be very diligent. Turn your backup lights on if it's early in the morning. Swing to the left, swing to the right, make sure that those tires are moving. Maybe roll ahead a few feet and just make sure that, and hop out and make sure that they've moved. Extra pre-trip around the vehicle itself though. Remember, when you're driving in snow, taillights cover easy. So that might mean you need to stop and do more inter-trip inspections, wipe those taillights off. Do everything we can to be safe and make sure everyone around us can see what's going on. Make sure you're looking at all things related to your truck. Your glad hands are secured. Your glad hand lines aren't hanging. They're not full of ice or snow. Your truck, weight-wise, one of the things we have to remember is you do gain weight when you're carrying snow and ice. So we want to make sure that we're not overweight. That's one of the things that could set you up for a challenge. If you try to go to a shipper and you're full of ice and snow, you could easily gain a couple thousand pounds, and that could eliminate you from being able to haul that load. So we have to do some extra planning, and that planning can mean getting a truck wash, de-icing, many different things. Maintaining safe distance. So when we get those slippery roads, that snow, that ice, black ice, let's make sure we increase that following distance. We talked about this with Michael a couple episodes ago about following distance, and it's something that motive measures. So your following distance is obviously always measuring, but just in your own gut, make sure you're paying attention to that. If you can't tell, or you see the road's icy and people are brake lights flashing in front of you all the time, just take the extra time and slow down. Make sure that you are not tailgating in that inclement weather. There's nothing worse than not being able to stop, and we know how long it takes to stop a semi on dry roads. Throw some ice, snow, makes it even that much more challenging. Moving into the next one, braking and skid control, right? Just kind of tied in right to where I just ended. The stopping distance increases substantially when there's some ice. So make sure you understand the conditions you're in. Make sure you do a quick evaluation of your surroundings so that you know that you have plenty of room to stop. Make sure you are monitoring weather and road conditions. I know many of you do this already. You're very well equipped with what's ahead of you. You're making your pre-plan for the next day of where you're going to travel and what your distances you're trying to, your goals you're trying to hit. But make sure that you're looking at the radar. Make sure that you're understanding, hey, 511 Colorado is expecting this much snow, or California Donner Pass is expecting this much snow. We want to make sure we're looking ahead, and sometimes that might mean altering your route. So if you have any questions regarding the weather, or you need some guidance on what's the best route to take, make sure to call in, talk to your DM, talk to anyone, really, safety. Anyone can help advise what's the best practice in that situation. And then last but not least, emergency readiness. Make sure you have some things in your truck: extra water, extra food, first aid kit, flashlight, batteries, extra blankets, many of the things that come with cold weather. We've had many drivers, when you get into those western states and the road shuts down, you may be shut down on the highway. The last thing you want to be is shut down on the highway with not enough supplies in your truck. So this is a good time before it hits us to say, hey, let's put some extra things in here. Let's make sure I have that water, a couple extra gallons somewhere. Make sure you're prepared so you don't get caught. That's one of those things that you'd never know you need it until you need it, and you don't want it to happen after the fact. Another thing I want to touch on since last week, because it is such an amazing number, but last week we had 6 clean DOT inspections. It's amazing. We've been talking a lot about getting ready for DOT break week. We've had safety blitzes. We've been focusing on our express bay at our Duluth shop. We've been putting a lot of emphasis on doing your pre-trip, being prepared for a DOT inspection. 6 clean inspections, almost the whole week we had nothing but clean inspections. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. You guys and gals, pat yourself on the back. If you're out there and you were one of those 6, you know it because you got paid. You got paid extra money. We celebrate that internally. We celebrate that with the driver. It is a big deal. Our mission is to get our CSA scores as low as possible, and every single DOT inspection counts. There's not one that doesn't go through, and everybody from safety, the driver obviously, to leadership, pays attention to those DOT inspections. It's the number one thing we look for. That's our indicator if we're doing things right, and if we're focusing on staying safe and keeping our equipment top notch as we want it, is when we get those clean inspections. Some of the things to continue to look out for, though, as the DOT looks for, is making sure that you have your shipping documents on your ELD and they're current. Making sure your trailer is current and is on your ELD. Those are a couple of the little things that they look for when they go through and do a level 3, or the quick walk around, look at your documents, look at your E-log. They're looking for little things to catch you on. We do not want that to happen. We want you prepared. So make sure you're going through your logbook and you're tidying that up. One of the other things, making sure lights, double check your lights. You do not want to get pulled into a scale for a brake light out or a marker light out. Any of those we can get fixed anywhere on the road, and we want them fixed right away. So do not allow yourself to get into one of those conditions. And like I said, I can't speak more proud of how well we're doing on that side of the DOT. And I know it's going to pay off. Our goal is to get the lowest scores in the industry, and that's our mission. Safe is the way to sustainability. And we want to continue to prove that we are the best in the industry, and we're excited to keep moving forward. Last, I've been working with our heavy haul department very closely for the last 2 months. And I want to take a little bit of time and describe how proud I am of that team. This team moves nothing small, right? Like it of course we do move small things, but in the grand scheme, it feels like everything we move is big, and it always has to move quickly. And I think as people want to join our heavy haul team, and the more I've learned about just the responsiveness that we have with everything we do, it is a very fast-paced division. Things come in quick and they move quick. Most of the time a job site has a machine, it goes down, for example, they want it moved ASAP. And this team is very responsive. They move through all of that, take the phone calls, plan it, as well as make sure we have permits to move it in a very timely manner. And man, it's exciting to be a part of that. So if you think you're a driver that's fit for heavy haul, you're a good fit with fast pace, you like the change, you like the different style of trucking, we do a lot. Like I said, we do everything, a little bit of everything. And you're curious about if you're the right fit, go ahead and reach out to me. Shoot me an email, ask your DM. We want to make sure that if you're a heavy haul candidate, you are heard, because there's a lot of opportunity, and I want to make sure that the right driver is paired with us, and we want to work through that with you. So reach out. Let's focus on getting you into that next journey in your life and see if we can't make a fit. Thank you for tuning in to Keep Trucking Personal. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, share, and comment. We want to hear your feedback, suggestions on future topics. Feel free to reach out to us at podcast@kivibros.com. Until next time, happy trucking.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Keep Trucking Personal. We appreciate you taking the time to explore the heart and soul of Kivi Brothers Trucking with us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Tune in next time as we continue our journey together, diving deeper into what makes us a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those who aspire to be part of something truly extraordinary. Until then, keep trucking, and we'll catch you on the next episode.